Living in Chicago, you learn to tune out certain noises, traffic, sirens, the occasional rat fight, but there's always one sound, and not just in Chicago, that you just can't tune out. Trying to sleep at night, 3 a.m., the sound of a clapped G35 racing down your residential street, or screaming through a tunnel like it's trying to summon the dead, or a Honda Civic that sounds like it's having a very violent gastrointestinal event. And look, I love cars. I'm a car guy through and through. I love modifying cars, and I love the process of seeing your build take place. I love loud cars, but there's this huge misconception that loud equals good, when the two things are not synonymous. I promise you, not all noise is created equal. So today, let's talk about why your car sounds like ass, why straight piping your car is making you the villain of not only your neighborhood, but the entire state, and why companies like Magnaflow, Racing Beat, and Tani spend actual time designing exhausts to make them work for the cars they're designed for. The design behind making a car sound good, not just loud. Let's start with a basic understanding of straight piping. Straight piping means ripping out everything on your exhaust system that makes your car sound tolerable. The mufflers, the resonators, the catalytic converters, and replacing them all with, as it sounds, literal just straight metal piping. What you get in return is max volume with zero refinement. It's like taking a kazoo, amplifying it with a megaphone, and blasting it in a cathedral. It's an instrument, sure. It's meant to make music, sure. Not a well thought out song, it's just spiritually offensive. And let me be clear, there are some engines that actually do not sound bad when they're straight piped. A flat plane cranked V8? Chef's kiss. A rotary engine? It's chaotic, but it's fun. But you don't commonly see that on those cars. What you most commonly see are these straight pipes on a VQ, a K series, a J series, a B series engine out of a Honda Civic. Raw dogging those cars without any form of sound tuning just makes it sound horrendous. And note, it doesn't just sound loud, it sounds cheap. It's all rasp, all drone, and none of that deep, rich tone that you're looking for or that you think that you're projecting out to people. No panties are dropping, and every guy on the road that has a sense of dignity left is laughing at you. A straight pipe G35 sounds like it's being possessed by a swarm of wasps. All high frequency buzz. Now let's compare that with, say, a G35 that has a Motordyne Shockwave TDX exhaust. It still sounds aggressive, still turns heads, and to some people they just don't like the sound of VQs, so they'll still think it sounds bad. But now it has depth, it has range. The aggressive rasp is toned down a lot. It highlights the better aspects of the VQ instead of just throwing everything out and saying good luck everyone else. Those exhaust systems use real engineering to actually get a good sound out of them. They tune the pipe lengths, they optimize where the resonators are going to be located, they balance performance and acoustics. It's like a singer. Maybe there's someone that wants to belt out a song and they sound okay, but it's very clear when you listen to it that there's a lot of notes that they can't properly hit, and it kind of makes that song hard to listen to. And essentially that's what straight piping does to a car. You hear the good aspects to it, but you're also hearing the bad. Adding the post-production, auto-tuning, compression is what makes the song sound Grammy-worthy. And sure, some people are good at singing and don't need a lot of post-production, and as I said, some cars don't sound bad when they're straight piped, but a vast majority don't sound fantastic either. There's always at least some sort of tuning you need. Engines are okay singers, but to make them Grammy-worthy, ready for the radio, you need a lot of post-production. Here's where the science kicks in. Good design takes into account the following: header length and geometry, which affects scavenging and pulse timing. Pipe diameter. Too big and you lose velocity. Too small, you choke the engine. Resonators are not just for quieting things down, they're tuned to cancel out specific unpleasant frequencies. And then firing order of the engine affects how pulses hit the exhaust and interact with it. A system like the Motordyne TDX is tuned specifically for the VQ and for its natural firing pattern. It preserves the volume, but it smooths out the rasp because VQs have a lot of it. It's not accidental, it is designed, it takes time for it to be developed. These companies do dyno testing and sound analysis. They're not just welding tubes together and praying that it works. And aggressively loud doesn't have to mean bad either. There are some exhausts that are objectively loud and they sound fantastic. The Lamborghini Aventador with a Gintani exhaust, it screams like an F1 car with the V12. Tuned headers, X-pipes, precision flow tuning. It sounds expensive because it is. On a much simpler, lot more approachable example is the Racing Beat Miata exhaust for NA and MB Miatas. It's simple, it's affordable, and it turns a 4-cylinder into something sporty and fun instead of buzzy and flat. Note, the BP engine on a Miata, like my own, sounds like ass, which is why nobody likes a straight piped Miata. But the Racing Beat exhaust lets you have a little bit more tone without emphasizing the bad stuff too much. Corsa, Borla, Akrapovic all make systems that are loud, but they're engineered for tone. You can feel the difference. The key is, of course, they're designed for the engine they're bolted to. And of course, the other issue with these bad exhaust designs isn't just the noise, it's the reputation. The car community already fights this uphill battle where every modified car on the street is either seen to be a street racer or some sort of nuisance. Then here comes the dude with the eBay muffler bouncing off the limiter in a school zone. Now the car meet gets shut down and the neighbors hate us. And cops pull over anybody that seems to have coilovers because they think you're gonna be the next person doing donuts in the Walgreens parking lot. It's not just cringe, it's corrosive to the entire scene. And it needs to be pointed out, not all exhaust systems are good either. Lots of cheap eBay ones are usually made with more universal parts attached to them. The mufflers and resonators aren't always designed specifically for the cars that they're bolted onto. They're universal parts that are then attached to metal piping that is supposed to fit the car directly. Therefore, they sell it as kits for specific cars. They still sound cheap and plasticky because they are. Sometimes the companies just don't make them with enough effort because they want to keep them affordable. The internal structure of those systems are trying to keep it as cost efficient as possible, not really caring about any of the science or design needed to make a certain engine sound good. So, mod your car. Make it your own, but understand that modding, at least to mod your car in a way that makes it cool, is not cheap, especially when you want an actual good result. Again, loud does not always mean good. A well-designed exhaust turns your car into a nicely tuned instrument. A straight pipe will typically turn it into a weapon of auditory terrorism. So, unless you want your car to sound like a leaf blower with bronchitis, maybe consider an actual exhaust system. And if you don't have the money for one, because trust me, I've been there, then just save up. Or if that's not an option, just don't straight pipe the car. Leave it stock. No one's gonna think that your car is cool regardless with your stock height and stock fitment and plasti dipped black wheels. I've also been there. That was a mistake. Everyone remembers your times when you were 18. If you're a non-car person, I apologize on the behalf of the car community for these types of people. We do not claim them. Anyway, to keep things positive, drop your favorite exhaust note in the comments. And you know, you can also roast the shitty ones. It's there too. Let's talk. And if you were offended by this video, I'm talking to you. Fix your shit. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, follow me on all my socials. All those links are down in the description. And I hope that wherever you guys are, whenever you guys are watching today's video, you have a great and wonderful day. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.